Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel with my woodland background. Look at these pillows. These not speak middle of nowhere more than these. Although I do like the basement. You know, I'm a big fan. This place is like a little man cave. Maybe one of the videos I'll take you guys on a tour around on what's going on. But it's been fun. It's been fun getting away a little bit. I saw today a minicamp was going on. And pretty newsworthy day. I wasn't expecting, too much this week. I wasn't sure if Tua was going to talk about this or what was going on. But Tua Tagovailoa today, speaking out about his contract and definitely voicing some frustration about where things are at, which I found, I found it refreshing, first of all. And I did find it a little bit surprising simply because he's been pretty PC on it so far. He's been pretty, throwing cold water. The old, my agent's going to handle it. And, today, some of the quotes, I saw the video, but, I saw some the video going around, but some of the quotes out of it was pretty crazy to read from Tua. And I'm sure for the people who are against him getting paid, it's going to really irk them. It's going to really bother them that Tua has the audacity to say something like, the marketplace is the marketplace. How dare you, you rat. Oh, how could you say that? What does he mean the marketplace is the marketplace? It means like when Jared Goff is getting paid the money that he's getting paid, I deserve to get that money too. That's what that means. When Trevor Lawrence gets the money that he gets paid, it means that I get that money too. When Justin Herbert gets the money he gets, it means I get that money too. That's what that means. Joe Burrow can have injuries. I can't have injuries. Justin Herbert can have record follies. I can't have record follies. Trevor Lawrence can turn the ball over willy-nilly. I can't turn the ball over willy-nilly. Jared Goff, he could be in the perfect system for his skill set. I can't be in the perfect system for my skill set. The marketplace is the marketplace, except when it's Tua's marketplace, then that's not Tua's marketplace. So some of these quotes were pretty interesting. He said, he was asked, how concerned are you with the contract situation? Have you observed the other quarterbacks around the league? He says, I'm not blind to it, that people in my position are getting paid. Am I concerned about it? I'm not concerned about it, but there's a lot of discussion that we've had. We're just trying to move things in the right direction so we can both be happy. Somebody asked, are you personally involved with it? Does your agent update you? He says, he updates me, but I don't like updates every time. Like, you don't got to tell me little things. Just tell me the things that matter. Are we getting to where we want? And that's it. Then he was asked, do you think that there would be more progress at this point? This is where it gets interesting. He says, well, I think there's been a lot of progress at this point. From where we started, there's been a lot of progress. And now you ask the other question, well, why aren't we seeing the agreement? Well, that's the tough part. That's why it's business. That's why you got one side and you got the other that's trying to meet at the middle. He says, how much did your contract negotiation have to do with your attendance during the first part? That I don't know. I don't control any of that. I control if I come out or not, but I don't control how they think about that. So kind of yes. Like that's one of those like, yeah, it was, but like, I can come to voluntary, and if they think it's a contract thing, that's on them. But this is the probably the money quote of all of it. He says, somebody was asking, do you view the numbers others get around the league as the benchmarks for your negotiations, like Jared Goff getting $53 million per year? Quote, I'll tell you one thing. The market is the market. If we didn't have the market, then none of it would matter. It would just be an organizational thing. It didn't matter if this guy got paid because it's up to the organization. So that's what I would say. The market is the market, and that's it. So, yeah, of course, when you see people that you think you're equal to or better than and have better numbers than, you think you deserve to get paid that amount. And good for Tua. Good for Tua to put it out there like that. Again, this has been a guy where I think maybe in other times he would be, more PC about this. You could play it chill. But I will say this. It never, ever pays to be the good guy in this situation. It really doesn't. It doesn't. It never works out. You have to make a little bit of a stink. And I wouldn't even, people kept saying to me, I kept getting tagged on this, and I'm trying not to be on my phone as much when I'm away. But people kept saying, like, is this Tua making a stink? And I don't really think it is. I think if Tua really wanted to make a stink, he wouldn't show up to mandatory minicamp or, and I know that he's there and he's like doing 7-on-7s and he's not doing the team drills. Who cares, right? Like, he's there. Whether you think he's doing a hold in or a hold out, he's there. He could be making it a lot worse. And I do think it's important for him to get his side out there because other than that, then what's the point, right? Like, what are you going to take the questions for? You might as well not do the press conference. If you're going to do it, put the pressure on the organization a little bit on your side. Put your side out there on things. Because I'll tell you this much, man. Whether you care this matters in the negotiations or whether you don't care this matters in the negotiations, that dude stepped to the podium as a starting quarterback every single week, knowing that the head coach, the ex-head coach, the former head coach, and the general manager for that matter, were sitting there plotting his replacement, working the phones, trying to figure out how to get a trade going. And then you get word that, after in the aftermath that they also went after Tom Brady. The point being is the organization has made their times trying to replace him before Mike McDaniel got here aplenty. And you realize at that point it's a business. They could go about it however they want, whenever they want. And when you're two in that situation, you're going to have to be a little bit of a jerk sometimes. And this is Tua being like infuriated because, he's a very, very pleasant man and is very, very decent. But this is like him enraged. But he has to be. You have to be to make it known. Be like, I don't like the fact that whatever they think they're throwing my way isn't what I think I deserve. And that's okay. Whether you think Tua deserves the money or you think Tua is being an ingrate or being an ass about this, it's his contract. It's his negotiations. Who is going to rally around you better than you? And he has been on the other side of that in a big, big way when the organization was rats off a ship on him, trying to go and lure other quarterbacks and trying to work out trades for Deshaun Watson and whomever. So, if he has to be the bad guy or the jerk in the media for a week and it's all worked out by training camp, then fine. But he did give some positive light to it. He then was asked, is he confident that a deal will get done before training camp? And he says, I am confident that a deal will get done, but then again, it's not in my control. It's really up to both sides meeting in the middle with this. And then this was a part where he was asked about being a passionate, emotional guy. Is it difficult to separate the two things out there? And this was cool because he goes, 100%. For people to talk about business is different than personal, sure, I can agree with you to some extent. But who you are as a person and what you do for a business and personal is who you are and how you do everything. That's how I see it. That's just how I look at it. And if you can be two different people at once, hey, by all means, you can do that. But to me, that's just not how I am. And that's letting, I think, the Dolphins know, like, this is not something that, this could be something that is a distraction to me. This is definitely going to be something. Now, other organizations, Lamar Jackson has let that be known before. Hey, this is going to be a distraction to me. Want my contract done. Christian Wilkins, of course, let it be very known that he wanted a contract done. Never got done. So, doesn't mean the organization has to bend to it just because it is going to bother Tua. But just so you know, the guy who manages everything, the guy who touches the ball on every offensive play, the guy who runs Mike McDaniel's genius system, right? And is seemingly thrilled with it, has gotten himself in tremendous shape. Skinny, lean, mean, ripping the ball. Something about a rubber band method that he was saying for me to look up. I'm not looking that up. It sounds cool, dude. I get it. You're a rubber band. Pew, pew. I was walking around all these craft stores in the middle of nowhere. They got a rubber band gun. You guys remember the rubber band gun that was made out of wood? And you go, pew, 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 would fire the rubber band. But like pew, real heat on it, dude. Real heat on it. And then he goes, he was asked, are you frustrated with where things stand? Not frustrated. I'm another word. Agitated, annoyed, bothered. I just want to get something done. That's it. I just want to get something done. Concerned. Not concerned. Concerned is not the right word. That's way off from the word. Antsy. Probably antsy. Pissed off? I wouldn't say pissed off. I mean, this is the nature of the beast, right? This is how it goes. So, there you go. He goes, so there you go. Antsy is what Tua is saying. Antsy. Which you get it. This is the game changer contract of your professional life. And so I'm good with Tua being open and honest about it, quite frankly. I like it. I think to be cliche at this point, first of all, it is June 4th as I record this. There is no harm. It is going to affect no games for Tua to openly and honestly put it out there with hopes that deals get done by training camp. There is nothing wrong with Tua putting it out there that he wants his money. This is what this time of year for. You see Jalen Waddle get his money. There's a lot of stuff out there with Tyreek Hill and getting his money. And Tyreek Hill also had some interesting things to say about Tua today too, because he said about him, he said, Tua, quote, Tua should have been paid. I've been saying that all off season. I know we have a great front office. They're going to get it done. Obviously, a lot of people are comparing it to the Jared Goff situation, stuff like that. I feel like Tua is supposed to be up there with some of the guys that pass some of them guys, because just understanding his story, his progression of how he's gotten better each year and how he's carrying this offense, it's crazy. He's going to continue to get better. And I feel like when you get a new contract, they're not paying for what you did. It's almost like an investment of where you're going to do in the future. He's continually getting better. He's gradually getting better each and every year. Last year was a Pro Bowl year. This year, playoff win and much more. Tua should have been paid. That's a pretty awesome endorsement from your number one wide receiver who is in the midst. Because I'll tell you one thing, Tyreek Hill could be in a position right now where he's probably going to get a bump in pay. It seems like Drew Rosenhaus and the powers that be are going to do everything they can to get that done. At least that's what the reports are. But I think it's great to, in the midst of all this, when people are getting their money, it could be a point where you want to be greedy. You don't want to maybe rock the boat about negotiations and tell the front office, hey, you got to get this done too. Because, look, people can sit here and they can say Tyreek Hill carries Tua. I'm not here to besmirch the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. He is great. This has been proven. There is no need to discuss it otherwise. However, Tyreek Hill's best statistical seasons and the things that are continually getting him raises and is going to get him money in the likes of the number 1, 2, 3 wide receivers paid in the league. He has done that with Tua Tagovailoa. He has a quarterback who gets him the football, gets him a lot of explosive plays. That has not deterred one iota. This man has actually been in MVP conversations. People thought when he was going to come here that it was going to be a waste with Tua Tagovailoa. That has turned out to be a stupid theory, and that is why you have the cheetah backing him like that. So, does any of this mean it's going to get done this week? But it was refreshing to hear the honesty from Uno in his press session today.